Right. I told you of a story of Niko Paz to Arsenal. Arsenal had not been following up on Niko Paz, not until they got a man who has lived and worked in Spain for almost 90% of his sporting director role in the game of football. That is a man who goes by the names of Andre Bartha, meaning that he has been scouting a player from the academy of Real Madrid. As you saw him going in for a player known as Mosquera, it doesn't mean that he saw him there and then. He has been scouting Mosquera when he was still in the academy of Valencia. That's why he really went for him. Immediately he got a chance of signing him. And I tell you what, if he was offered a chance at Atletico Madrid to obviously sign him, if he was still at Atletico Madrid, he would have gone ahead to go in hard to sign the player. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're totally watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as don't miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name and hope you guys really having fun. Continue to subscribe to this channel and see to it that we hit 30,000 subscribers in there, and your notification bells have to be turned on. You know, this doesn't apply to those that haven't gone ahead to subscribe, but if you've gone ahead to subscribe and you haven't gone ahead to turn on your notification bell, please do the needful and really turn it on, because it will get you notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. We're also going to be diving a little bit into Liverpool as we see Alison addressing the Mohamed Salah situation and also seeing whether he's backing the manager or not. How many likes on this video? 200. Let's go in there. A week ago, I brought you a story of Niko Paz that Arsenal is interested in the player. And I told you that Arsenal's plan is to bring in multi-functional players, because right now their squad is having almost every kind of player that you can talk about. And in the forward positions, many of the players are starting to obviously return, meaning that for you to obviously come and really be part of the plan, or be part of the plan of the January transfer window to come in through and really thrive at Arsenal or get involved into Arsenal, you have to be multi-dimensional, playing in more than 1, 2, 3 positions of the system of Mikel Arteta in there for you. So from there, they really scouted Niko Paz, a man who is at Como with Cesc Fabregas, and he's really doing wonders. And I tell you, Cesc Fabregas, his heart will always be at Arsenal. I know many of the Arsenal fans are really disappointed in him, because by the time he left, they never wanted him to leave. And he's the man who put in a request for him to leave the club of Arsenal, yet he was their captain. And he even paid, some money, or the missing money that saw him leave Arsenal and join a club known as Barcelona. And when he called the man known as Arsene Wenger, the manager of Arsenal by then, when he wanted to return to Arsenal as things were not working on well at Barcelona, Arsene Wenger told him, I have no space for you, because I had already gone ahead to recruit players in that particular position. That's why he ended up playing at Chelsea in there. So don't get pissed at him. His aim was to win something. After winning the World Cup in 2010, he was really bombarded, and his head was really in Barcelona. As you saw the players at Barcelona, David Villa, Bosque, and very many others, making him to don that Barcelona jersey, putting him into that mood of Barcelona. And guess what the lad did? The lad instead decided to obviously go ahead and obviously put in a very huge shift and decided to join the side of Barcelona. But his heart is at Arsenal. And I tell you what, the other reason as to why Arsenal is really interested in this guy, it's because of Cesc Fabregas, who is telling them that this guy is really special. But there is a very big hinge. However much the player would want to go to Arsenal, nothing can happen, because Real Madrid is a club that had the first refusal, as Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to tell us about this guy's situation on joining any other club. Real Madrid are planning to bring back Niko Paz as their first signing of 2026, as revealed months ago. Understand the buyback clause is not valid in January, and Como want to keep him until the summer. The plan is to make the deal happen in June 2026. Niko Paz already said yes to Real Madrid. Now, Niko Paz said yes to Real Madrid, obviously, because he has no powers I understand being a born and bred player in Spain, and seeing himself grow through the academy levels of Real Madrid, he wants to go there and really thrive. But that doesn't mean that he cannot welcome an offer to come to Arsenal, because Arsenal is the best team in the world right now. And Niko Paz knows it very well that even if he would have loved to go to play elsewhere to obviously grow his career, because the plan for him would be to go to another club and maybe goes back to Real Madrid later. But right now, if you're Niko Paz, where in that Real Madrid team are you going to play? That is the huge question. Where is Niko Paz going to play in that team of Real Madrid? Let's be really serious. Can he play over Bellingham? I doubt. Can he play? Can he start over Rodrigo? I doubt. Can he start over Adagula? That will depend on the situation of the manager, who goes by names of Xabi Alonso. If Xabi Alonso is there, I don't think that anyone could start ahead of Adagula. Can he start ahead of Kylian Mbappe? I don't believe it. And at his age, as Niko Paz, all he needs is to see to it that he really gets what we call ample playing time. That is it. That is what he needs right now. And I think it's a quick decision that he's really making. And that quickness is using, I think, might affect him, as Real Madrid is in the rebuilding shape. And if you're Niko Paz, you have to be having the assurance that you are getting straight into that starting 11, because at Como, he has played 2 seasons now, and you see to it that in the due course of giving him game in, game out, he has turned out into a monster. And I wouldn't like to see him lose out onto that in any coming days in here. So we wait and see how Niko Paz really addresses this situation. But he has already gone ahead to say his yes, meaning that he's not going to Arsenal. Even if he would have loved to go to Arsenal, there is no way he can make it that side. Do you know why? Because there is a release clause, meaning that Real Madrid has the first refusal buyback clause is included in there. So that means Madrid has to first say no for Arsenal to come in through. And Madrid have already indicated that they are taking him back in the summer of 2026, meaning that Arsenal has no way of obviously getting this player in. So that's it all about Niko Paz, but that doesn't mean that Arsenal won't look out for other players. They look out for other players, especially in those positions they feel like they want to strengthen a little bit. And one will ask, where is Niko Paz going to play? I tell you, this summer transfer window, you are going to see one of the hugest exoduses at Arsenal of players. You're going to see players leave the club of Arsenal. That is it. They will offload. Last summer, we saw Tomiyasu's contract terminated. We've seen Jakub Kiwior leave. Thomas Partey left. Who else left? Jorginho left. Those were 4, and we wait for who will leave this coming summer transfer window in here onto the Rokani Media. For that's why I tell you that, please turn your notification bells on after subscribing, because you won't be left out in any of the stories that will be broadcasting. Niko Paz has said yes to the side of Arsenal, and he has snapped the side of Arsenal, meaning that the player has said yes and Arsenal has been left in there. But obviously, I know he will regret at a certain point X going at Real Madrid. He's not going to be getting in ample playing time like Madrid and Como. He needed a team, even if it's not Arsenal. I'm not campaigning for him to go to Arsenal or elsewhere, but he needs a club where he'll go and get ample playing time. For example, if he's to come to the Premier League, I think teams like Spurs, teams like Aston Villa, teams like Newcastle, you go there into the team directly, get enough playing time, and 2-3 seasons, you really get where you want to be, because he's still young. The guy hasn't even turned 22 years. I think he's 21 years of age. So, but there is a buyback clause in his contract from Real Madrid. That is it. So let's get to the situation of Mohamed Salah. And his teammates have started to obviously have their say about Salah. Alison said, I don't think Mo Salah wanted to disrespect anyone. He just had the freedom to talk how he feels about his own situation. I really hope he plays for Liverpool again, but that's between Mo and the club, not me. So, I know Alison Becker knows what happens exactly when you obviously come out and disrespect the club publicly. It's like writing your own quitting letter and asking to leave. And I tell you, to me, this is a transfer request from Mohamed Salah that he wants to leave. And I tell you, he has a very huge offer on his table. That is it. Because no player comes out and obviously puts out that when he doesn't know he's next. He knows he's next, you know? And as I told you when I was doing this video of Mohamed Salah, Salah is in the past and Liverpool is looking at the present. And he has done what he has done, and all they did was obviously extend his contract. Now they have a chance to obviously get some money from the player, and I believe they will get some huge amount of money. It's time for him to leave because of that, and I don't see him getting back to Liverpool. And when he gets back to Liverpool, I don't think Slot will welcome it. Slot will obviously tell the board, between me and Salah, you have to choose one. And I tell you, Salah is depreciating, you know. He's depreciating. All else, he has hit his diminishing returns, you know. He can only maintain that situation. But this season, he's really looking bad. And if he still wanted to stay at Liverpool, he would have gone ahead to really calm down and wait until the manager really gets him back into the team. Because we all admit, ever since the season started, Salah has been getting ample playing time. You get? And he has been looking bad. If the manager comes up and obviously says, I'm benching you, why come out and obviously react like that? For me, I never really liked his reaction, you know, and that shows you that something is not okay. In 13 Premier League games this season, he has 4 goals and 2 assists. UEFA Champions League, 5 games played, 1 goal, 1 assist, meaning that he's really declining in there for you. Meaning that in 18 games, Salah has 5 goals and 3 assists. That is not the levels of Salah. And clubs are never loyal. That's what people really forget. Players turn out to be loyal and they're disappointed by the club. And what Salah's going to hate to do is that, why do I wait for Liverpool to throw me under the bus totally and even lose out on clients? He has obviously gone ahead to come out, bust out, to obviously get his next step. And I won't be shocked if teams like Real Madrid line up for him, teams like PSG lining up for him, because I know he still has some 2-3 good seasons in him at that level. That is it. Because he maintains his body very well. He's not this kind of person who goes out and really parties like the likes of Paul Lebile Pogba's and don't rest. He recovers well, and that's why you see to it that his pace and output hasn't obviously gone ahead to cut out a lot. I'm out. See you later. Oh, have something for you before I leave. Alison Becker. Do I back Slot? He said, of course. The Premier League title last season looks like everyone takes for granted what we achieved last season. That should be enough. But we believe in his knowledge, his style of playing in there. So, all the players will come out and back the manager because they know Salah is in the past. And the decision has already been made by the club of Liverpool. Salah is not going to return unless otherwise he issues an apology. Something that I don't think that Salah is willing to do. And at this juncture, it's over in between him and Liverpool. That is it. Will he be part of the squad that is going to be playing against Inter Milan? We wait and see how the manager will obviously make a decision. But I doubt whether he will travel with the team to Italy. That is it for now. See you later. First video of the day coming in through early. And you guys are really served. Into the comment section. I'm waiting in for your reactions about this beautiful story, about Niko Paz to Arsenal transfer off, and obviously Salah situation. Players of Liverpool, one by one, have started speaking out. What do you make about what they're obviously saying? Into the mix. I'm out. Don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers onto this channel.